This is the Buddy Foy Jr. Show, where faith, truth, and courage come together. Join us as we explore life's deeper purpose and carry the torch of conviction. The show begins now.
Welcome to the Buddy Foy Jr. Show. Thank you all for being here today. Please hit that subscribe button. I'd really appreciate it. Okay, let's go. Boy, if I could get in a ring with a spirit and go 12 rounds, it'd be the spirit of busyness. Not work, not responsibility, but busyness. The spirit of there's not enough time. The spirit of constant distraction. The spirit of being pulled from every angle. The spirit that makes you feel productive but leaves you empty. We're not even 3 months into the year. January, I started off strong in the Word, fasting chaos, grounded and centered, dealing with some relationship issues, but getting through it. Fasting, media blackout, disciplined, and going into February, clear-minded and centered. And then February comes in week 1, 2, and 3, boom, knockout. Not by catastrophe, not by tragedy, but by busyness. Constant movement, constant reaction, constant noise. Running all day. And somehow never arriving. End of day, exhaustion. Mind racing at midnight. Alarm clock coming early. And that quiet whisper, you're behind. Busyness is the ultimate joy robber, as far as I'm concerned. It doesn't attack you with crisis. It drowns you in activity. And I'm done letting busyness steal from me. Today, we're talking about the spirit of busyness, why it feels productive but leaves you anxious, and why it's one of the most subtle tools that the enemy uses, and how we can fight back. Because I don't want to beat people up here, but I want to beat busyness. So let's get into it. And of course, we're in the Jesus gym. And remember, I drop the weight on my foot all the time in the Jesus gym. But I keep showing up. I keep increasing the weights. I get a little sore, but I come back the next day. So, we got to go to the Bible. Let's go to Luke 10. Jesus walks into a house. 2 sisters, Martha and Mary. Folks, I love this one. Always love this one. Martha and Mary. Martha's moving, cooking, hosting, preparing, serving, and grinding. Sound familiar? Whew, I come from an Italian family. My in-laws are Italian. And my mother-in-law and my wife, they're Martha. Entertaining, cooking, moving about, busy, making sure they're serving. Mary, she sits at Jesus' feet. And this isn't Mary, mother of Jesus. This is Mary, sister of Martha. She sits at Jesus' feet, listening. Martha gets frustrated. She finally snaps and says, Lord, don't you care that my sister has left me to do all the work by myself? Man, how my hair is standing all over my body. How familiar does this sound? Martha's upset that Mary's spending time with Jesus instead of working hard and being busy. Translation, Jesus, I'm drowning here. Tell her to help me. Jesus' response is epic, of course. Martha, Martha, you are worried and upset about many things, but few things are needed. Indeed, only one. Man, that's not anti-work. That's anti-distraction. Jesus didn't rebuke her service. He rebuked her anxiety. He didn't say, stop working. He said, you're distracted. The Greek word, it literally means pulled apart. Busyness pulls us apart. Pulled in 10 directions, pulled by notifications, pulled by expectations, pulled by ego, pulled by urgency. And I'll add one more for you younger generations listening. Pulled by fear of missing out. And the crazy part, Martha wasn't sinning. She was serving. But she was serving without centeredness. And that's a trap. Okay. We can be productive, responsible, reliable, and serving as leaders. Leaders of our life, leaders of our organization, leaders of our household. Whatever we're leading something. Or at least you better be leading something. At least your goals, your life, and your family. Now, while we can be that productive, responsible, reliable, and serving person and leader, and still we could be spiritually scattered. You can build the business. You can lead the team. You can pay the bills. You can answer the calls and lose your joy. Not because you're wicked, but because you're distracted. Busyness feels noble, but it erodes clarity. It erodes presence. It erodes joy. And eventually, it erodes leadership. Martha wasn't lazy. She was overloaded. And overloaded leaders become reactive leaders. Reactive leaders not only lose joy, they certainly don't spread it. When joy leaks, we know from last week, bitterness moves in. Mary chose posture. Mary chose peace. Mary chose what I like to call first things first. And Jesus was the first thing she focused on. Jesus affirmed posture. That's the correction. Busyness isn't the badge of honor that we think it is, folks. It might be the evidence that we've lost our center. So how do we recenter? Discernment. If busyness whispers, this can't wait, this is critical, if you don't handle this, everything's going to fall apart, discern. That's noise. Sometimes we like it, though. We like to be busy. We like being a hero. We like being needed. We like being the axis everything spins around. That's ego dressed as responsibility. And that's a hard one to check, but it's necessary to be checked. If everything is urgent, remember, you're not leading, you're reacting. In a ring, you don't swing at every vent. You read, you pace, you choose. Ask yourself, is this truly urgent or is it just loud? Strong leaders don't move fast. They move intentionally. Cut the fake urgency. You cannot fight exhausted. You cannot lead depleted. You cannot protect it, your joy. When I say it, protect your joy if you have zero margin. Fighters taper before a title fight. They rest, they sharpen, they protect energy. But leaders, we brag about burnout. I'm slammed, I'm buried, I haven't stopped. That's not strength. That's undisciplined pace. Margin is not weakness. Margin is a war chest. Space in the calendar, space in your mind, space in your spirit. Because when pressure hits, that pressure, and it will, you need oxygen. Busyness suffocates. Margin stabilizes. Again, margin, the room in the middle. Busyness doesn't knock you out in one punch. Oh, unfortunately, it bleeds you round after round. Little jabs, tiny distractions, micro irritations. Until one day, your joy is gone. And when your joy is gone, leadership weakens. Genesis promises toil. Ecclesiastes promises cycles. But bitterness, that's optional. Busyness is not your master. You don't fight busyness with more hustle. You fight it with posture. Take the center. Cut fake urgency. Build margin. Protect your joy like it's a championship gold. And whatever you do, don't take the bait.
Do you love listening to the Buddy Foy Jr. Show and want to hear his thoughts and commentary as news breaks? You can. Follow him on Twitter and Instagram at Buddy Foy Jr. That's at Buddy Foy Jr. So you can watch his short video clips, enjoy pictures he posts, and read his tweets. But he also wants to hear from you on whether or not you agree or disagree with him, what topics are most important to you, and what guests you'd like him to schedule for his show. Email him anytime at buddyfoyjr@gmail.com. That's buddyfoyjr@gmail.com, and he'll read and reply to as many as he can. If you've been a guest at the Chateau on the Lake or the Chateau Anna Maria and want to buy a gift certificate or souvenir, visit the website and click Shop to buy shirts, hats, coffee mugs, and more. Remember to follow Buddy on Twitter and Instagram at Buddy Foy Jr. or email him at buddyfoyjr@gmail.com.